What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Davis, and this is T3D Lifestyle. So check it. Today is a beautiful day here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm outside, and today we're gonna cook a very special dish. Now, I'm not a professional chef. I'm not the best cook in the world. So this video is for those of you out there that kind of want to make a nice, impressive meal. And it doesn't take a lot of elaborate steps. It's down, dirty, get to it. There are probably some people that's not going to agree on how I do this, but that's okay. In the end, it's going to turn out beautiful. It's going to turn out delicious. The presentation is on point, so don't go nowhere. So what we're gonna make today are some, I'm gonna grill some lollipop lamb chops. We're gonna do some asparagus. We're gonna oven roast our asparagus. And I got some sour cream and chive mashed potatoes. Now, a lot of cooking channels, there's some great chefs out there, a lot of great cooks out there. And a lot of times, if you go look at other videos, they have a lot of ingredients laid out. And, I've watched a lot of those cooking channels. I've watched a lot of those videos. I've even followed their recipes, and it came out good. So this is my way of doing it, a little bit like just quick, down and dirty, getting it done. And it doesn't, no way does it take away from the taste, the flavor. It's gonna be delicious, and the presentation is just gonna blow anybody you're cooking this for. Is gonna blow them away. So the ingredients, or what I'm gonna using, is I have some fresh asparagus. A lot of stuff here comes straight from Walmart, with the exception of my meat. A lot of times you can get your meat at your local butcher. Now these are rack of lamb, and these are the French tips, meaning that the bone is shaved off, so the bones are clean. And basically they are sitting in here together just like this. And I'm just gonna separate them and just slice them down the middle, make some nice little lollipops. This is Bob Evans mashed potatoes with sour cream and chives. This is microwavable. Let me tell you, it's still delicious. You can doctor it up a bit. I doctor it up just a little bit, and no one would ever know the difference that this came out of a microwave container. I've cooked this meal numerous times for families, for friends, and a lot of times they never saw me cook it, put it together. And when they get the presentation, the plate and everything, they are blown away. Now, the way that I'm cooking this is I'm seasoning and marinating it and taking it straight to the grill. There's no sitting in the bag, letting it marinate overnight. A lot of times if you're gonna cook it in the oven, or sometimes in a skillet, a lot of chefs and cooking channels do that. I'm showing you a way of grilling this, like seasoning it, taking it straight to the hot grill, and it's ready. So I use, to season and marinate, I use soy sauce. Again, you get this stuff from your Walmart. For the asparagus, we're gonna rub that in olive oil, but I use avocado oil. Either one, it won't take away from the taste of the flavor. A little bit of crushed red pepper gives it a little bit of heat, not too hot. And then I'm gonna use garlic salt. I have some garlic pepper here with this herb mixture. And also I'm using thyme leaves, and I'm using rosemary, and I'm using kosher salt. So don't worry, I'm gonna explain which ingredients gonna go for which dish that I'm making. Obviously for the asparagus, the oil, the crushed pepper, the salt and peppers for that, and the thyme and the rosemary, and the rest of these ingredients or seasonings are gonna be for the lamb. All right, so change of plans. I'm gonna go ahead and prep this up here, out here. It's not gonna take me that long. And I have a container here to put my lamb in once I season it up and prepare for the grill. As always, my cutting board, I sanitize it upstairs. I'm wearing gloves because I'm dealing with meat. and I have two knives. I have a short knife. I have the bigger knife just to cut it if not. Well, I have the short knife. I have the short knife to try to cut them in half. If this don't work, I brought my big knife just in case. So let's put those right there. All right, now let's put that right there. Now here are the ribs. As I told you before, they come together like that. These are Frenched bone. And as you can see, they've shaved them. So it makes it a lot easier. So when I've rinsed and washed these off. So what I'm gonna do is, best thing to do is just pat these dry so you can get a nice coating and everything will stick on there real good. I'm gonna tell you, man, like I said before, I've cooked this dish before, and stole my trash over there. I cooked this dish before, and I did it a couple of different ways, but this way works for me. So what you're gonna do is go right between, you can see here, just go right between the bone cut, and there you go, nice lollipop lamb chop. So let's get these cut. Every now and then you run into a bone, no problem, just find a different place to cut it. So this short knife is doing actually really well, better than I expected to be. Oh man, everyone loves these things when I cook them. They can't get enough. I'm cooking just one pack right now because there's not that many of us eating. But typically you can get anywhere from, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can get 16, which is a good amount to start with. All right, let's move these over here. Sit this right here. And I'm gonna put these in this container here until I'm ready to season them. And I'm gonna cover it up since we're outside. Let's get to the second one. All right, let's get our paper towel again. We're gonna pat it dry so that all of those seasons and herbs and stuff stick in there really good. Let's throw this in our trash. Okay, let's cut these up. Be very careful cutting. You definitely don't want to cut your finger or anything. And it's just an easy cut, cutting right in between the bone here. And these actually cut pretty smooth. No, I have no issues. Well, spoke too soon. So there's a bone right there. So let's find a different way of cutting this. To shape it that way, like that. All right, got it. All right, let's move this to the side over here. Oh, let's move this water out the way. We don't need this anymore. And we don't need our knives anymore, so let's move those out the way. Now let's go ahead and season these bad boys. All right, so just lay them out. And these are, the butcher I got these from is called the New York Butcher here in Columbia, South Carolina. And they have some really good lamb chops. There are other places you can go where they may be a lot bigger than this. But depending on what you're cooking them for, like say you're doing it for a gathering or something like that, then these are perfect. They could be good appetizers between a main course. I've done them like that before as well. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change out one of my gloves here. Let's throw that one to the side. Let's get a fresh glove here because I'm gonna use one hand for seasoning, and I want to make sure I keep that. So first thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and hit it with some soy sauce. And what this does actually is not only does it get down to the meat, give it a nice little taste, but what it does is it actually keeps it nice and juicy as well. So you'll do that. Just flip them over and make sure I get both sides. I'm the type of person that I'm a season both sides of your meat type person. And as I'm doing this, what I'm doing is I'm patting it down in there. You see me patting it down in there. You know, soy sauce is gonna run a little bit. And again, you don't have to do this outside. It's just such a nice day here. I just wanted to do this outside and not be stuck in the kitchen dealing with a little bit of flies, but I'm not gonna be leaving meat out here like this. All right, I'm gonna hit it again. And I'm generous with it. And like I said before, guys, I am not a professional chef. I'm just an average guy that likes to grill here and there. And sometimes I like taking a little recipe that I've learned and like tweaking it and, you know, kind of making it my own. I first tried doing this in the skillet and they turned out pretty good. I haven't oven baked them yet, but for these small ones, you know, it's just easy to grill them. All right, we got that. Now let's go with our kosher salt. And what this is gonna do is these are thin, so I'm not gonna use that much kosher salt. These are thin, but if they were thicker, I'll probably use a little bit more. Kosher salt gets down in the meat, breaks it up, makes it, you know, so it ain't tough. And I'm gonna do both sides, and then I'm not gonna flip them like this for everything, because once I get to going with the, you know, seasoning it, I just don't stop. As far, I just like to, with the salt piece of it, I like to get it in there and rub it in, because, and you know, again, just a little bit of kosher salt. All right, now just press it in here. These flies gonna start coming, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this seasoned up real good. All right, now let's use a little bit of garlic salt. See, I'm pretty generous with the season. This is a herb blend that I got from McCormick. It's a garlic, herb, black pepper. All right, now I'm gonna hit it with some rosemary. And as you can see, I'm definitely being kind of generous with my seasons. And I do that because, you know, once you put it on the grill, some of it's gonna fall out, you know. All right, let's flip these and season the other side. So yeah, I live here in Columbia, South Carolina. I lived here, actually I'm in West Columbia. Been here now for almost 3 years, but I actually moved here from the DC area in 2012. I just needed to slow it down a bit, because you know, those of you who live in the DC area, you know, it's fast paced, a lot of traffic. So, all right, now I'm seasoning the other side. Again, the garlic salt, garlic pepper, and the herbs. Using a little bit of rosemary here. Now, you know, again, some channels you watch, they'll actually use, especially the ones that do it in a skillet, they use fresh rosemary and fresh thyme, and they use fresh crushed garlic. And you know, when you're putting it on the grill, there are some recipes that you can do that, but for mine, again, this is just you trying to get it done, man. I'm gonna put these in this container here and cover them up. I'm laying them out, and what I'm going to do, the last thing I typically do is I just drizzle a little bit of olive oil. You don't have to use that much. You ain't got to coat it all with it, but just, you know, just like that. And that's all you got to do. All right, now that we got our meat ready, we're gonna get this grill heated up, and then we're gonna go upstairs and start preparing the asparagus. What I may do is I'll wash it and I'll come back out here and prepare it out here for you, all right? So don't go nowhere. All right, let's get this asparagus knocked out. So I have my asparagus, I washed it, I got in this bowl of water here. And what I'm gonna do is, before I start cutting, let's move this over here. Before I start cutting, what I'm gonna do, I have my cutting board for my asparagus. I'm gonna take a baking pan, lace it, just spread some aluminum foil in it, in the bottom of it. This is what the asparagus is gonna sit in. All right. And then what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna place some olive oil in here, in the bottom of it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, as I start cutting up my asparagus here, I'm gonna start laying it in the pan. So let's bring our asparagus over here. Again, I've already washed this really good. Thick or thin stalks of it. These are thin. I got some thin stalks here. And typically cut these pretty much to, you know, asparagus, it doesn't have to be the whole thing here, but I just probably cut off about, well, I guess that's about maybe an inch off the ends. And I take these, put them in the pan here. Just layer them in the pan, spread them around over that oil, that olive oil. Let's throw these in the trash over here. Now, the way you see me cooking it here, I'm cooking it for 4 people. You can do that. This is for 3 or 4 people. Again, I cut maybe an inch off of the bottom. It's up to you, you know. You can see that's a thick stalk right there. Don't worry about trying to be too neat with it. Again, I got some thick stalks, man. I usually don't like them this thick. I don't like, you know, but this was at the grocery store. So I'm gonna cut these, lay these out here. I'll lay the thicker ones at the bottom here. And some of these thin ones, you may not even have to cut them. Now the key to cooking these is, I'm gonna put these in the oven. I'm gonna preheat my oven to about 375 degrees. And it only takes 15 to 20 minutes to cook this. You wanna pay attention and watch it because you don't want it to cook too much and dry it. Especially these are some of the thin ones. You don't want it to dry it out. I got these thick stalks here, man. Thick stalk asparagus, and I got some thin ones here. So again, just gonna cut these. And asparagus is good. You know, I really didn't eat asparagus as a kid, but I think I was out and about somewhere. I did some time in the military, and I think I was at a restaurant or something, and somebody ordered it, and I ate it, and it was good. It was nice and seasoned, but you know how it is with asparagus. You know, when you use the bathroom, it has that foul smell to it. And that's because, believe it or not, there are enzymes in asparagus. Enzymes sort of like the enzymes of a skunk. All right, let's move my water here, over here. All right, so I have my asparagus here in the pan. I'm gonna pour some more olive oil over the top of it, because the olive oil is what really, you know, cooks it, roasts it real good. Now, I'm gonna take some garlic salt. have some herb, which consists of some garlic pepper and some other. If you don't have to use a herb, you can use garlic pepper, you can use regular pepper. You don't have to, this is just what I use. This is a McCormick's all-purpose seasoning, garlic, herb, and black pepper and sea salt. So it's pretty good. And last, I'm gonna hit it with this crushed red pepper. And again, this is gonna give it a little bit of heat. So you don't want to put too much on it if you have people that don't like. This doesn't make it super spicy. It just gives it a little bit of heat on it. So I'll put a few flakes on there. All right, now what I'm gonna do is just move it around here. There we go. And then spread it back out in the pan. So get all the seasoning touched on there. Same with these big stalks. The big stalks are easy to do, right? All right. I started to switch, putting up a pair of gloves, but good to go. I think that's about it, guys. All right, again, so with your asparagus, what you want to do is you're gonna put your oven on 375 degrees, and you're gonna cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Watch your asparagus. If it seems like it's, you can look at it and tell when it starts cooking. You don't want it to cook too long because it'll dry it out. You'll have a little stringy. I've messed up cooking this before. So 375, 15 to 20 minutes, but watch it. I wouldn't go over 20 minutes, but watch it, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this back upstairs, go ahead and get this prepped for the oven, and then we're gonna come right back and start cooking this lamb on the grill. Turn it on, so let's get it. Okay, so I'm gonna close my grill and try to let this get to at least anywhere from 350 to 400 degrees. And once this heats up, we're gonna come back. I got the lamb here, got a pair, got some tongs, this here, and the cooked lamb's gonna go in a different container. So I love my grill. Shout out to my wife. My wife got me this grill for Father's Day last year. It's a professional char grill, and it's a smoker as well. And it has a cooktop over there. So yeah, we're gonna let this preheat, and then once this preheat, we're gonna start throwing these lambs on there. So while we're waiting on this grill to heat up, if this is your first time watching my channel, what I need you to do is like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post these videos, you'll be amongst the first to see them. Also, go visit my site. It's 2 Minds, 1 Vision, to get your famous t-shirt, your famous hat, as well as I got hoodies and shirts for women, shirts for kids, as well as a lot of other merchandise. I need you to support this, support the movement. Famous is a concept that I came up with as far as in this world, fame has been attached to money and as well as being a celebrity. So my notion is that we're all famous in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're a first responder, you're in law enforcement, a barista, if you are a mailman, whatever your profession is, whatever you do in life, you are famous because you make a difference in this world. So 2 Minds, 1 Vision is the brand. Famous is the collection line right now. Got other ones coming out soon. The F faces backwards because the notion is we turn our backs on the notion that fame equals money and celebrity, the star. So go to 2 Minds, 1 Vision, get your shirt. You can customize your shirt any way you want as far as the t-shirt color, the vinyl. You can get the star. I have it so that you can actually choose your vinyl, choose your color vinyl, choose your color t-shirt. You can actually have famous on the front with a star being a different color. I also have hats, and again, there's plenty things on that site. So again, if you haven't been there, go now. That's Two Minds, One Vision. You see at the bottom of your screen, and let's get back to cooking. All right, so as you can see, it's heated up to about 400. So let's get these babies on the oven, on the grill rather, not the oven. We are cooking on the grill now. Just take them, lay them on there. And what I like to do is I like to face them all with a bone curves one direction, because they're, again, everybody likes to cook and grill their own way. I'm not here to tell anybody how to grill or cook their meat. Me, I am a flipper, meaning I allow mine to cook for a little bit, and I'm constantly flipping my meat. Some people, they'll put their meat in, close the top, walk away from it, come back in time. That's not me. I'm sorry. I am a flipper. So again, I put these on here a certain way so that I know, just slide these back. I know, when I come and flip and turn it, I'm going to use the tongue to take some of those back like that. And these are cooking already because I got my grill nice and hot. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna let these cook a little bit. I'm gonna close the top. I'm gonna let these cook for a little bit, and I'm gonna come back and flip them. But you can see them; they look nice laying out like that. The smell that's coming from this, I wish you could smell it through the camera. All of those herbs and those seasons I put in, you can smell it off of the grill. So let's close this down, and I'm gonna come back in about five minutes or so. I don't want to make it too hot. And we're gonna flip the meat, all right? Okay, it's been about 7 minutes. So let's open this up. Whew, boy, that smell, man, that thing smells good. You see, look at that, how nice and, yep, got those nice grill lines on there. And I may have to move them around a bit because sometimes, this grill actually cooks pretty even, pretty good. But the ones that get cooked more, seems like mine get hot towards the back a lot faster than the front. I've had this grill now for about a year, I think, about a year, and I've cooked so many meals on it, I can't even count how many times. I love grilling. All right, so now that we flip those over, I'm gonna let them cook on this side for about 5 minutes. While these are cooking, I actually have the asparagus just sitting in the oven. I haven't started it. What you kind of want to do is, once these are pretty much done, you could take these, put them in the rack here, and sit them inside your microwave, or sit them covered to the side so they maintain their heat. Because again, it's only going to take about 15 minutes for that asparagus to get done. So if you're pretty good, you can start this, get this going, go upstairs, preheat your oven. Then by the time you can actually throw the asparagus in, time it just right, and you have this coming off the grill, asparagus coming out the oven. So let's then close this down, and we'll be right back. This is Bob Evans mashed potatoes, sour cream and chives. It serves 4 to 5 people, 4 to 5 guests. When I've cooked it for a large guest, I buy two or three of these. But basically, you slide it out, and all I'm gonna do is take one side, peel it back like this. I'm gonna put this in the oven for 2 minutes, let it cook. Then when it comes out, I'm actually gonna stir it real good, and then I'm gonna put it back in the microwave for 1 minute. Bring it out, and it's done. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of garlic salt, sprinkle it, not too much, not too heavy, but I'm gonna take some garlic salt, sprinkle it, and just mix it together. Sprinkle, mix it together. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of garlic salt in with this sour cream and chives to give it a more garlicky taste. Now, what you can do as well is you can take some minced garlic, or not fresh, but just some minced garlic, the kind that comes in a tube, the paste, and you can squeeze a little bit of that on it, add a little bit of garlic salt, mix it in, and this on its own is bursting with flavor, but this, it just, when you put it in your mouth, it explodes. So, and again, this only takes total cook time on this is 3 minutes. So I'm not gonna have to show you that step. Just explaining it so that you know how to do it. And next time you'll see this, we're actually gonna plate it. All right. So let's get back to our meat. All right, you can just smell everything. Lamb has that smell to it that's just awesome. Now, with lamb, you never want to cook lamb a lot of times. You don't want to cook it too much. Some people like there's a little bit of red inside. That's kind of how I like mine. But sometimes cooking lamb well done, it's not gonna come out right. It'll just be too tough sometimes, depending. Like if you're putting it in the oven a lot of times, and obviously it's gonna be tender because you marinated your meat overnight and whatnot. But okay, so these are actually cooking. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move some of this around here, so that it just seems like my fire is hotter in the back. And what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna bore you with just continually doing this. So let me get my lamb cooked off the grill, and then we're gonna start plating this, okay? These are these bad boys look like off the grill, nice and brown, looking good. All right, let's get the rest of them off, get this plated up. All right, now it's time for the grand finale, which is plating this, making the display, and serving it. So everything is done. So all you're gonna do is take your mashed potatoes, place it in the center of the plate. A little circular. All right. Now I'm using my hands. My hands are clean. You're gonna take the asparagus, but you can use like a spatula or a fork and just ride it up under here. Just sprinkle that over there like that. Now you take your lamb chops, you do just like that, cross it here and cross it here to where they stand up, and you have a beautiful plate. You have a beautiful plate. Like you can see the ISO of this plate going around. You see how beautiful that looks, and you serve it. Now you take this, plate it like this, and serve it to some friends, a loved one. It will blow their mind. You see the presentation, the taste. Let's see. Let's give the taste test here. It's juicy. It's well cooked. It's juicy. A lot of flavor bursting out of this. Delicious. This is delicious, guys. And again, you saw the presentation, the plate, how it's set up. So, delicious, delicious. So, so again, if this is your first time watching my video, I need you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I make these videos, you'll be amongst the first to see them. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the comment section. If you try this out and it works for you, please leave a note in the comment section so others know. Until then, build a better you, invest in yourself, see the dream, and make it happen. This is so good.